happy to share. Okay, awesome. So I can see myself there. All right. So in Tai Chi, we have two major postures. And in Chinese culture, the beginning and the end are always the most important. When they do like a ceremony or something like that, the introduction, the first person is important, and then the last person is important. So the reason I say that is because in Tai Chi, the postures are the same. So there's 13 postures. The first is called central equilibrium. It's like center line, it's like center of focus, center of gravity. And the opposite and aligning at the end of the spectrum and the representation of the outside and the physical is called peng. Peng, it's called, it's translated as ward off. And that's the outer representation, the physical, peng, and in contrast, but also intimately connected to the center, which is that yin representation, the center line. So what we want to do first is connect to our center line from the feet, coming up the ankles to the knees, our hips, spine, shoulders, neck, and head. And then that brings us to the top of the head and opening that gate and that lotus to the sky. So when we align with the central equilibrium, now we build a bridge and we make a connection from the earth through the human species and then into the grand heaven. So what we do then is invoke the power of the universe, the heaven, the earth, and humankind. So we'll take a deep breath in and let that settle in. Try to get a sense of those three powers in the nervous system. You can bring your mind to your feet and connect to the earth. And like a big hug, you can wrap your mind around the earth. As vast and big as it is, your mind can project from all directions around the earth. And you could even feel like you almost suction up with the gates at the bottom of your feet, the earth, to connect to it. So we'll take a deep breath and let that settle in. And then from there, we bring our mind up into the body, starting with the gates of the feet. Those are called the Yongquan cavities, bubbling wells. And then we bring our mind up to the knees and the hips and the spine. And then finally to the neck and the head, and then up to the sky, opening the gate at the top of the head, and then opening our grand awareness to the sky. And in the same way that we gave our big mental hug to the earth, we'll do that up to the sky as well, opening up to receive and then to connect. And then we'll put our hands up, opening our Lao Gong, our hand cavities, gates, antennae to the heaven to receive. Feeling also our connection down into the earth. And we'll take a deep breath to open and receive and extend the arms and hands. And then we'll bring the hands down to prayer pose in front of the heart. And here we'll bring our attention and our awareness to the middle representation of the grand universe, our middle energetic center. And we can give a little bit of pressure of the hands onto the chest, and as we breathe in, we connect to the hands. And then from here, we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a wider base. And we'll open up our hands to giving. And now we have the understanding and the representation that as we give to the world from here, this middle energetic center, it's the mediator of heaven energy and earth energy. And then as we extend the arms out, we know that we are giving in balance and in alignment with the grand universe. Yeah. So we're putting the pieces together for our movement. Let's go ahead and allow the arms and hands to relax down. And we're going to do very simple movements in repetition and in alignment with the Qigong principles. So what we'll do is we're going to cross the arms in, and then we almost sort of like pull and extract from the feet up to the top of the head. And then we circle out. And here we're releasing and we're letting go. And then we're circling back down to the origin. So this is recycling. And then coming back to repeat that. Inhaling, and we're pulling, extracting to the top of the head and then into the sky, turning the palms to the sky and recycling, returning. Very nice. Exhaling there and then inhaling, recycling, returning, pulling. As your hands sweep up the torso, neck, and head, you're extracting and then turning the palms, opening and releasing to the sky. Let the mind expand to the vastness of the cosmos and universe as you release. And then you return, recycle to repeat. Inhaling, pulling. And turning out, releasing. Send it out as far and as wide as you can into the cosmos. Releasing. Now let's give a slight bend to the knees. And then here we're connecting a little bit more now to the earth. So what we'll do is alchemize the energy. So we're pulling energy from the earth and then gathering ours as well. And then from top of the head to the sky, connecting the intention and awareness as we release to the sky and into the heaven. Exhaling down, returning. Inhaling from earth, bending the knees, and rising up, extending the legs out through the top of the head, right? So we're also challenging our awareness, challenging our mind and focus, not to trail off, but to continue in connection to the earth, the body, and sky and heaven. Let's keep recycling, repeating. And now you can, as you're comfortable with the movement, now you can try to find your own sacred pace with the movement in connection with your breath. Let's go ahead and we're keeping the same pattern. We're going to just add a little bit of diversity to the movement and rotate to the left. And this is just giving us a little bit of movement in the joints of the legs, the ankles, the knees, the hips, and spine. And we're going to stay here for a few repetitions. In deep connection with your own pace as well. And then we'll slowly pan to the other side through center. And continue the same. Inhale. With each repetition, we can now go deeper. On the exhale, controlled descent as you relax and release, connecting to the yin, connecting to relaxation and releasing of unneeded tension. Inhaling, you connect to the sympathetic response. And upon exhaling, relaxing, releasing, feeling sacred descent. And then sacred ascension. With each exhale, releasing unneeded tension from the body. As you release that physical tension, the energetic body can present itself with more ease. And we're going to come back to the center. Last repetitions. Finally, finishing this phase of expelling. It's a great process for the morning. as we're coming out of the sleeping and regenerative phase of the body, and then expelling waste. In sacred transition for the waking state of the day, giving it up to the sky, giving it up to the grand heaven, and then now we're opening up to receive from the sky. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse the circle. And as the palms raise and lift, we're just opening up our mental and emotional bodies to receive from the sky. Big grand hug. And then we close in and descend and bring it down here into this body, into this space, tracking it all through the head, neck, torso, legs, and then recycling, returning back to the sky. Universal healthcare is up here for all of us to receive. Inhale, bringing it down, top of the head, guided by the hands, neck, heart, earth. Recycling, opening up. Again, finding your own sacred pace here now. So it's very simple in body and movement, and with your own intention and then with your own mental will, opening up your mind to the vastness of the heaven energy, bringing it down and into this vessel and into this space and into this moment of time. Connecting to this concept also, slow, smooth, continuous, these two movements of rising and falling as one long, continuous movement. And then as we did prior, we're turning to the side, just giving a little bit of diversity to the movement, inhaling. If you're partial to the four directions as well, you can honor that left side direction. And as we come deeper and deeper into our sensing and into our feeling, now, and the energetic body starts to present itself because of our relaxation in the physical body, then we want to, with our minds, willing the movement energetically and with the breath. Feeling that connection where the breath moves the body and the body is subject to the will of the mind. Let's go ahead and turn to the other side. And similar to meditation, the mind wants to wander. We're just bringing it back, allowing the rhythm and allowing the body to remind us where the mind is going. In this phase here, we're about to wrap it up as we connect to the heaven energy, bringing in, bringing down, turning back to the center. So as we released, now we're inviting in. So we've made space. When we released, we've made space. And now we are empty to bring in from the heaven. And allowing that heaven energy to come in and take up every space, every cell of the body. And now we're going to really start to slow down. And in this last repetition, we're going to open up our hands to the sky, this last and final hug, and open and receiving with our intention on the hands opening up to the sky. Now we're going to close that and then direct the energy of the hands down into the top of the head, crown chakra there, directing our energy and holding the hands here, holding the arms here above the head, and feeling the substantiality and the vastness of the energy that we're holding and directing in the arms and into the top of the head. Breathing that in, feeling and connecting to it. And just honoring that upper energy center at the top of the head in connection with the heaven energy. Feeling all of that love and that all that potential from the universe now directed here at our upper energy center. And now we're going to slowly just allow the hands and arms to descend. And we're just honoring the slow, intentional movement as we control the descent. And now we're directing our palms into our middle energy center. Holding like a big bear hug, holding the arms out in front of us. And now directing that energy to the middle energy center. And this gives us our physical representation of the palm posture, how we present in the world. All of this energy directing inward to our heart space, and then our arms. We have this internal and inner representation of the arms complementary to the external representation of the arms, which gives us our interface to the external world. And just in deep relaxation and in structure, in frame, sacred structure, holding this form right here, right now, and deeply connected to the earth through the feet, deeply connected to the sky through the crown chakra, and deeply connected to our heart space. And finally, we allow just again that slow, intentional movement like big planets of the solar system, where we're bringing the hands back to the physical center in front of the navel, one over the other, palms of the hands, these major energy gates, now resting below the navel. And as we feel that deep inhale, we feel our earth energetic lower center connect to the hands. So when we connect the hands to the lower energy center, we create a circuit. And the circuit is our physical manifestations originate from this physical center, the lower energy center, where the lower center is connected to the spine connects us to the shoulders connect us to the elbows, wrists, and hands. And then the hands here are in deep connection to that original center. So that's why we say here now it's a closed circuit. So let's take a second, honor that, take a breath and feel that. And here now we can bring the feet together, relax the hands down at the side. And now here we come back to that center line, come back to that bridge that we built prior, connecting the earth energy, connecting to the heaven energy with our sacred vessel. Honoring the vastness and the sacred and that deep stillness. So we'll put one foot forward. Well, let's start with the left foot. We're going to turn our right foot out to about a 45. And then now we're starting to engage with the world as we move forward with intention. right? We move forward and then we return, slightly slide back with the hips, and then we move out, interface, and return. And now we bring our mind to our physical energetic center, that earth representation, and we feel that connected to the tailbone. And so the tailbone sort of drives this movement. So the tailbone reaches forward towards that front foot, and then the tailbone points back to the back foot. And again, we connect to those two movements as one. Moving slow, smooth, continuous, exhaling out, forward, inhaling in, returning, recycling. Or feeling that connection of the structure that we stand on, how it's intimately and deeply connected to the earth. Upon returning, we bring that front foot back in so that we can switch, and stepping out, exhaling, connecting to that rhythm, connecting to that pace, coming back, recycling, inhale, and exhale. The legs, yin and yang, again, two as one, holding up our structure and our frame. And as we continue moving forward and back with this movement, we allow that to travel up from the legs to the hips, spine, neck, and head, and feel that slow wave-like motion as we move back, and then as we move forward, and we feel that motion like a wave smoothly rolling up the spine, the torso, the shoulders. Looking for a clock, but here we are. We're always on time. We're on sacred time right now. Okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna finish up here. Let's go ahead and bring the feet back together. And so now we're gonna connect to the upper body and harmonize that lower movement, that earth movement, with the human movement and the heaven movement. So on the yin, on the in, we're pulling back and we're opening. On the yang, extending forward and out, returning, inhaling, turning the palms up, relaxing down, and then with that movement from the legs on the forward, allowing the shoulders, elbows, wrists to flow through and out. recycling, returning in, inhale, and from the back leg, exhale. When the yang reaches its max, back leg is connected to the front hands, and we have harmony in motion. Inhale, that's guided by the front leg, and then guided from the back leg. Here's our yang growing. Yang reaches fully max, and then yin enters, and then we have collapse, descend, return, and recycle. From the legs, yang grows through the spine, torso, arms. Yang reaches max, yin enters, descending, recycling, and returning. Now connecting to your sacred pace in honor with your breath. We're going to bring that front foot back using that yin, and then connecting to the yang with this forward movement. So here now, as we've alchemized heaven and earth, mental attention, awareness, and energy is now in the horizontal plane, extending as far and as out as you can, past the horizon, gathering from heaven, earth, mediated by the heart center, and sharing that energy out into the world. On the yin, you gather from heaven, earth, external and internal. And then on the yang, you share it with our earth realm here, as far and as vast as you can. Let's bring the feet back together in. We're going to get a wide horse stance base here. Arms out, descending, and holding our frame, our structure here. And so here now, with the hands and energetic gates directed towards you, you can choose to direct that energy and attention to the upper energy center. You can direct it to the middle energy center. You can direct it to the lower energy center. Um, you can cycle through them both. Here, we're just going to hold this frame, this structure, this sacred posture. Continue to feel connected to earth through the legs and connected to heaven through the top of the head. It's called the Bai Hui gate, crown chakra. And then we allow for deeper descending energy to bring that energetic center lower, and feeling that strength, that potential in the legs. And now we're going to open up the arms, and we're going to slowly rise on the exhale, directing the energy gates now toward one another. And so these energy gates, as their antenna, are communication devices as well. So we're standing up taller. Now these energetic gates are in communication with one another. So we'll bring the hands in front of us and bring the palms toward one another. Just allow that slow moving connection to establish. And so here, between our hands, we have the alchemized energy and intention of heaven and earth with our will and with our spirit and with our intention. And we can feel it here between the hands. And so here now also, as we feel the space, feel the air between the hands, we're honoring the yin side, the yang side, what we can see and what we cannot see, but we can feel. As we inhale deeply, hands slightly expand. As we exhale, hands slightly contract toward each other. And now we're breathing with this energy. You can think of it as a ball, an energy ball, orb, or center. And after we've established the connection of these hands, we understand one yin, one yang. So these two connected as one. Not only do we understand this intellectually, but now we feel embodied. The hands are two as one. So finally, what we'll do is We're going to turn the palms upward and then now allow the blade of the hand to rest at the lower abdomen. Mm-hmm. And we'll bring one other hand up to the forehead, and the thumb side of the hand is going to rest at the upper energy center. So remember, the two hands are connected in function. We're connecting our lower energy center to our upper energy center. In the same way that we inhale, the hands and the centers expand. And as we exhale, and there's a slight contraction. We can think of that as the spinal extending and contracting as well. With this subtle expansion and contracting, our upper and energy center are also expanding and contracting and essentially massaging. We're going to take one final inhale for this set here. Allow the spine and the centers to expand and open. Now we're going to close the hands, bring them together in front of the heart space on the exhale, back to prayer pose, in front of the heart, feeling deeply connected to heaven and earth harmonized here in the palm of the hands. We'll take a deep breath, feel the hands connected to the heart as you inhale. Okay, last final move. We're going to bring the feet together and we're going to open the palms up to the sky, stretch the arms up. Now we're returning back to the realm here, the earthly realm. Now we're going to extend the arms out and allow this stretch here as we fold the body forward and down. Straight legs, bent legs, whatever feels most comfortable to you. And then rolling through that and coming up. Long, sacred inhale. And exhale, controlled descent. Folding down, stretching down. Recycling, inhale, rolling through, coming up. And exhale. Now we can spread the feet out to a comfortable position. Relaxing arms, hands down. And now as we open up our eyes to the earth realm here, we bring this sacred feeling, sacred intention, sacred connection of earth, sky, humankind that we deeply feel, bringing it now here into this world, into this space, and into this time. Grateful to be here and to be now and to be. Thank you. Yay. Yeah. Nice moving prayer, huh? Yeah.